Identities on the fence. Don't know which family will love you. The skin that you living in is kind of
with the population. It's another episode of Do-Rag with the Cape Road. It's me, Dre, again. Damn, stuff falling all over the place. This will be a quick episode. I know I've said that several episodes prior, and it's been like 20, 30 minutes, but this will be a quick one. I promise. Pause. It is month 8 of the current genocide in Gaza and Rafah and, you know, all places in Palestine that are being committed by the West. They are backing the interlopers from Israel. It is getting wild out there. They had a recent ceasefire agreement be denied. Well, it was presented as a recent ceasefire agreement, but it was literally the same thing that, like, the West or whatever has been pushing. And Israel, of course, denied it, and so did Hamas, because they was like, yo, we want a permanent ceasefire. Israel is like, we're not stopping until we destroy all of Hamas. Which is a funny thing to say, considering that they don't know how many people in Hamas they've taken out. There's been like numbers of like 25% of Hamas has been destroyed. And then there was a time that your boy Bibi was like, yeah, we killed like 30,000 people from Hamas. And that was at the same time that 30,000 civilians would also liquidated.
You're saying it's only been one civilian that's been killed for one Hamas terrorist in Gaza?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Yes, we've killed and wounded over 20,000 Hamas terrorists. Out of that, about 12,000 fighters, and we're doing everything we can to minimize civilian casualties and continue to do so. But one thing we're not going to do is we're not going to let Hamas emerge victorious.
So they don't know how many people they are removing from this planet? Because they don't care, because them saying that we need to stop Hamas, that's the only reason why we're not accepting this deal. First of all, the deal was the old deal. Secondly, you don't care about Hamas. You just want to destroy all of the Palestinian people, all of the people from Palestine. You want the land. It has been like that since before 1948. Because I've said this before ad nauseum, but I'll say it again. The push for that region, that East Asian region, was started in the late 1800s. That conference, I think in like 1898, with all of the European people of Jewish faith in regards to where Jewish people will go, people of Jewish faith will go because of the Jewish problem. Which has been a thing since like the Roman Empire, because Rome had a problem with people of Jewish faith because Romans was wilding out and they were weird. It been a thing because you had the creation of Zionism, which was, yo, we need a place to be. Really, we need a home, because it was the whole thing of a land without people for people without land, which is wild because Palestine has people and it had it forever. And you had that conference happen, like I said before, to recap. Then you had the Balfour Declaration when he was like, yeah, nah, let's go to Palestine. And then you had the Weizmann and Faso agreement where it was like, yeah, you can come to Palestine, you can establish yourself, or whatever, will come to, and just as long as you don't infringe upon anything or molest or, you know, do anything wrong, it was like, yeah, whatever. And then they started to do that, and then Britain and France was like, oh, shit, looks like that's your problem. And have been stealing and killing ever since. That agreement, the Weizmann, the Faso-Weizmann agreement happened in like 1918. And then you had them legally and illegally. You had people who are European of Jewish faith legally and illegally immigrating to Arab nations, especially Palestine, taking up land. Then you had people in Palestine like, I'm tired of this, And you had the Arab-Israel War from 1936 to about 1939, where people was just like, "What? Stop stealing!" And then there was like, "No." And then you had again the West like, "Oh, it looks like it's your problem." Really not doing anything to stop it. Then it kind of like died down. And then you have the mass influx of theft, 1948, which is the Day of the Nakba, which is also, coincidentally enough, Israel's Independence Day. So yeah, theft has been a thing amongst people who are claiming a land that isn't theirs, and who just want to kill stuff. And I think the thing that we kind of forget, and I've brought this up before, is that Judaism is a faith, it is a religion. You can talk to many of rabbis and people who are like entrenched in their Judaism, who aren't Zionists and who aren't terrible people, who will tell you that Judaism is a faith and it is a religion. And that to be Jewish is not by birth, it is by accepting the 613 commandments that you have to accept to then become Jewish. So this whole thing of creating a race is actually another gotcha moment by the West and by Zionists. Not even by like people who were moving from a place of love. It was more of a people who were trying to force the establishment upon people. It's weird. Zionists have done a really great job through their campaign to destroy, to usurp Judaism and connect themselves, as far as like Israel and Zionism, to Judaism. And those two things are vastly different from each other. They have nothing to do with each other at all. That's just my couple cents on that. So you have this going on, Israel not accepting the deal, Hamas like, we're not going to accept that one deal that you keep pushing at us because we need a permanent ceasefire and the releasing of all hostages that the West keeps framing as prisoners, not realizing, or no, realizing and knowing that Israel just takes people hostage and throws them in prison that are Palestinian for no reason. They just can do that. People act like that people in Palestine can move freely. They have border gates everywhere. There's armed security everywhere. There's armed gun turrets on security gates. The West Bank has literal renegade, not even renegades, because they are moving within the law, has militia groups that are government funded basically, because they get, a lot of them have gotten their guns from Ben Gvir, who sadly survived the car crash. His car didn't, which sucks, but he did, which sucks more. They live in modern day Nazi Germany. And I think, again, what people are failing to realize is Judaism is a religion, not a race. The people that went slaughtering people of Jewish faith during World War II looked exactly like the people they were slaughtering.
Message!
because German and Jew, it's the same thing. Even, again, race doesn't exist as a social construct, but Judaism, being Jewish, is a religion that has culture to it, just like Christianity has culture to it, Islam has culture to it. Buddhism, if I'm not mistaken, is more of a practice than this religion. But Buddhism has culture to it. But no, I think it's a religion. Hinduism, it's all these things. You can't be like, oh, you're, because I'm Muslim. I don't look like Beanie C. No, Freeway. I don't look like Dave East. They're Muslim. You know what I'm saying? I don't look like Little Dirk. I don't look like Jaylen Brown or Kyrie Irving. The only thing we share is that we are all possible descendants from the African diaspora, but you get what I'm saying? Like, just like Christians, I have homeboys that are black that are Christian, that are white that are Christian, that are Hispanic that are Christian. That might not even be Christian. It might be another denomination under Catholicism, because it's not a race. Judaism, same thing. It's not a race. It was forced to become a race because of a usurping of the religion. But again, I'm going off topic a little bit, but not really. Because you see so many people around us not really caring, because so many people just care about themselves. So you have arguments being pushed into the zeitgeist to get your mind off of the tyranny that we currently live under. And you have people who have themselves in certain positions of quote-unquote power to do something who would rather not. You have them making BBL Drizzy remixes rather than speaking out about what's going on in Israel-Palestine. And who I'm talking about is your boy Aubrey. He is of Jewish faith, did the bar mitzvah and all that.
Yes? Is this the police? I need your help. I'm at this big party at Drake's house and I'm dying.
Who are you talking to, baby? Hello?
Help.
Did she give you an address? No? Okay, bye.
Says absolutely nothing. Rather than addressing some of the stuff that Kendrick Lamar said about his grooming and possible trafficking and all that other stuff, he just goes on to make a terrible song with Sexy Red, and then possibly make an AI song with some dude or whatever off of the Hey There Delilah beat to kind of throw people off the sense of his possible Jeffrey Epstein, R. Kelly-like antics. But I think the better thing that he could possibly do to throw people off of that is use his celebrity, because people deify celebrities, to say something about Israel-Palestine. Because you're obligated to, fam. You make money off of the same people that are affected by the thing. You should probably say something, especially when you hold that much weight. You industry plant weirdo. But it's neither here nor there. That's just like your boy DJ Khaled. He's literally Palestinian. If I'm not mistaken, was born there. Says nothing. Anytime it's brought up, he's love, God. They want us to win. Who? We the best. Like, who? Come on, fam. It's because these people don't have power. They have money. Because at any point in time, if they were to go against the establishment, they are doing nothing more than causing themselves to be poor. Because I think people forget that revolutionaries, great liberators, weren't rich. Because that doesn't compute. Those two things don't go together. So to act as though you can find salvation in someone who has $1 million home or a couple $1 million homes is ridiculous. They are playing into the system that you currently are fighting against. Why would they be able to help liberate you if they are profiting off of that? That's just like your boy Sean Carter, Jay-Z, a.k.a. he looked like a Bizarro World Basquiat. Is it Uchi Wally Wally or is it One Mike? Is it Black Girl Laws or Shorty Owe You for Ice? He went from grooming Beyonce. We need to say it. He was 31. She was 19. That is a child. Beyonce. And then, obviously, the allegations of Foxy Brown. But they say it's not true. She argued against it. But then a lot of the interviews sound weird. Nevertheless, went on to be a multi-millionaire, billionaire. Him and his wife create buku paper. Right? They've done things as far as giving money to charity, but that is fake altruism, because the point of charities is because there is a systemic issue that is being pushed to the wayside that needs attention, and so much so that they are begging people to help out the best way that they can. But these charities still exist because the systemic issue has not been fixed. So for them to still be around is not necessarily the fault of the charity. It's the fault of the system, because there should not be that issue that permeates and that exists that is so bad that you need to be asking people at their Walgreens, after their Walgreens purchase, would you like to donate $1 to starving children? You know what I'm saying? So, when people of celebrity, people who have money, do these things about giving money to charity, it is really just tax write-offs. They do it all the time. It's tax write-offs. I mean, him and his wife do it all. It's tax write-offs. But this is the same man that a few years ago was on Clubhouse talking about they tried to keep us out, block us out. Nah, we a part of this. They tried to stop us from getting this money, but look where I came from, look where I'm at now. Like, all of this is wild. They try to treat capitalism as like the new buzzword, the new evil word. Like, it's the new N-word, blah, blah, blah. It's like, fam, you sound like a hurt dog. You just want to be a part of the reindeer games. You don't care about liberating the people. You just want the money. That's it. Because you're still going to be treated as though you ain't nobody, because realistically, you ain't nobody. You just somebody with money in your pocket. But like I've said before, LeBron James, someone wrote like nigga on his gate. He's a billionaire, but he's black, because the money and who you are have nothing to do with each other. And if you are chasing the money to liberate yourself, you are really just further playing into the game. Because think about it like this. If you are coming from a socioeconomic situation that puts you in a position feeling as though you aren't cared for, aren't championed, aren't protected, you fight to get to the same financial spot of the people that are oppressing you, right? You get there, and there's still people that are like you that are still in that same financial position. Then you realize that, oh, the money doesn't free me. Message! Because there's still people like me who don't have money. Because that's not the point. Because now you're just playing the game. Now you're just no more different than the people that you were mad at. And it wasn't that you was mad at them. You was mad at the status that they possessed.
It's just real, and it's happening in real time, and I'm talking about it. And, you know, we're not going to stop, and we're not going to stop talking about it. You're not going to trick us out of it and make us feel ashamed to be successful in a place that, you know, set up a system for us to be dead at 21. Now it's like, you know, eat the rich, and man, we're not stopping. So that evolution is, you know, from us, you know, we came from selling 7 records and selling records out our trunk, and, you know, no radio play. And I think Reasonable Doubt did 36,000 the first week, or something like that. I may be adding a little to it, you know. So, you know, I come from Marcy Projects. You know, my first house, 615 Lexington Avenue. My grandmother's house, 7 families lived. Like, she has 7 kids. My mother and, you know, my parents and siblings lived in that house. My aunt Niecy lived in that house. Hootie lived in that house. Butchie lived in the basement. I mean, this is one house. I went back to that house. I did an interview with Oprah, and I couldn't believe how small this house was. that all of us lived in that house. So again,
Yes.
yeah, we're not gonna stop. You know, the hip hop is young. We still growing, and we're not falling for that technology, whatever, you know, this public puts out there now. That, you know, before was the American dream. Pull yourself out of bootstraps and you can make it in America. All these lies that America told us our whole life. And then when we start getting it, they try to lock us out of it. They start inventing words like, you know, capitalist and, you know, things like that. I mean, you know, we've been called nigger and monkeys and shit. I don't care. Those words y'all come up with, y'all got to come up with stronger words. When I say y'all, I'm not talking about you. The words they come up with, they got to come up with stronger words. We're not going to stop. We're not going to be tricked out of our position. Y'all locked us out. Y'all created a system that, you know, doesn't include us. We said, fine. We went our alternate route. We created this music. We did our thing. You know, we hustled. We fucking killed ourselves to get to this space.
Because power is for the weak. So you doing these things only to put dollars in your pocket. And just to create more of a wealth gap, which is just having more things than somebody else, and of a class hierarchy, of a caste system. And you see that in our society, and it permeates, and it hasn't gone away since forever.
Play hardball, fine. You're about to experience the hard knocks of a free market, bitch. Get ready to feel it where it hurts.
Your dick.
No, not his dick. His wallet.
Yep.
Your wallet.
Yep.
Have things like, for instance, Caitlin Clark, the young lady that plays for the Indiana Fever. She was drafted #1 overall. Angel Reese was #2. Caitlin was killing it in college. So was Angel Reese, a couple other women. Super popular, shooting threes from everywhere. Steph Curry-like range, right? She gets to the WNBA. It's been hard for her. I think she's playing okay, but I haven't watched any of her games, but from statistics, box score stuff, she's having a lot of turnovers, not shooting particularly well. You know, rookie struggles, rookie woes. She's a child going into a grown woman's sport. Not everybody can be Adrian Peterson in his rookie year in the NFL and LeBron James and Cam Newton and like Michael Jordan. Like, not everybody can be those people. Those are like outliers to the system. Gibson, not going particularly well for her. A few days ago, playing against, I forgot the team name.
Saw the knockaway there from Clark and then the lay from Boston as the officials are going to take a look at what just transpired between Carter and Clark. I mean, that's clearly
She gets a hard foul, which was a non-basketball foul. It was a hip check. As soon as that happens, the whole world goes off. Well, really, it just goes off via social media just to show their vitriol for black women. And they're like, oh, these women are thugs. You have the Chicago Tribune calling it a crime. These women are thugs. You have people saying these women should die, monkeys, gorillas, all types of talk. Saying we should protect Caitlin, and if it wasn't for her, you guys wouldn't be getting private jets, and all of this nonsense, as if those deals weren't in the works prior to her. Like, she just came to that WNBA, and all of a sudden, private jets. You think that's how business works, you idiot? But all of these things, and it's the perfect example of status because of what that person is, rather than who that person is. And I say what because Caitlin Clark is a white woman, right? That looks like Rick Owens, actually, which is kind of cool. I think she played into it at the WNBA draft when she had on like a Rick type fit. Status of what that person is. White woman, what's your star athlete, #1 draft pick, right? But the key thing is white woman. Her being a white woman, make sure this is still recording. Her being a white woman is why the media is going bananas, B-A-N-A-N-A-S, about her because she's the great white hope to the media that is Eurocentric, that is very, very sexist and racist. And they're like, we got to protect her at all costs. That part is the damsel in distress effect that happens when you have like thousands upon thousands of black girls missing in the media, but one white girl goes missing. This is not to say that her life isn't important. They will pump her all over the media. But then when black women go missing, like for instance, I forgot what state it was, where a black woman ran out of the basement with like a chain wrapped around her neck because this dude was kidnapping black women and putting them in the basement, but no one cared. But it's like that. Like, she's the great white hope and the damsel in distress at the same time. Because what she is a white woman, so they're fighting on that part. They're trying to argue that part. And as they fight about her whiteness, they demonize black women for just being black women. But who she is, she's just an athlete that doesn't even play into this, which is awesome on her part.
Shut up, bitch!
Because there's been other times they tried to do this. I think in the when she was playing college ball, they tried to do this. And she just like, I'm hooping. Even after the foul, she was like, yeah, you know, blah, 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 hooping, yada, yada, yada. She's not playing into it, right? And you know that it is a protect her whiteness at all costs, and it is actually care about Caitlin Clark, the person. Because Angel Reese, not too many games ago, was playing and got body slammed basically out the air.
You see Angel Reese trying to come in. Oh my goodness. She had her hand around Angel Reese's neck. Area. And Angel popped her head on the way down. I'm going to tell you something though, Jason. Angel Reese is a Baltimore, Maryland native. She's had some of this stuff happen before. She's going to be fine. She's tough. She'll be able to overcome this. And Alyssa Thomas, a veteran, is trying to send the rookie a message.
And now
lady got, I think she got a flagrant foul for that. She should have, because it was a hard foul. Angel after the game, like, yeah, you know, WNBA, you know, it's hard. You know, I'm a rookie. You know, I get it. You know, hazing, blah, blah, blah. No, protect Angel Reese. No, these women are thugs for Angel Reese. No, this, that, and the third for Angel Reese. Because what Angel Reese is a black woman. So they don't care. Caitlin Clark, though, is a white woman. That's why they care. Because whiteness is at the top of the totem pole within this society because of insecurities, just psychosis, bigotry. Makes no sense. The great thing, like I said, about this situation is that Caitlin Clark isn't playing into it, which is making it even more painfully obvious that you guys are just harping on her whiteness through the great white hope phenomena and the damsel in distress. She's playing basketball, fam. People get fouled all the time. Things happen all the time. Oh, we can't have this on the court. Remember the rumble in the palace when that white man threw that drink at Ron Artest at the time, now Metta World Peace, and he beat the hell out of the wrong dude because he didn't know who threw it. And then Jermaine O'Neal slipped and fell, and if he would have connected on that dude that he slipped and fell on when he was punching, Jermaine O'Neal probably would have been in prison because he came full force post. Yeah, that, like, football games, dude, this happens all the time because it's not about the sport. It's not about male basketball, female basketball. It's not about football. It's not about soccer. It's not about football. It's not about rugby. It's not about hockey. It's not about swimming. It's not about pole vaulting. It's not about racing. It's not about none of that. It is about presentation in regards to what these people are deeming as important. They deem Caitlin Clark's whiteness very important. So when you have people who played in the NBA even caping for this great white hope damsel in distress argument, you see that they're idiots, but you see that their brain is working from a place of, oh, like, we got to protect whiteness to see things go somewhere. Like, Caitlin Clark for sure has brought eyes to the WNBA, that from people, from like casuals that didn't watch it before, for sure. No one's denying that. But to act as though the game needs to acquiesce to her being a rookie and protect her because of she being a white woman is insane. Like, what are you doing? And you're doing this all because you don't really care about the WNBA. You don't care about liberation. You don't want these women to actually make real monies, to see the sport progress in regards to media coverage. Because if you did, the NBA would do more in regard, because they own it. You just care about the optics, right? That's all you care about. You just want to see whiteness up here. It's the same thing with arguing to being wealthy. Because wealth and poverty, those two things are just of the mind. It's really about having things and not having things. People who don't have things kind of want things, pause. People who have things want more things, pause. So, it's all optics. If I look like I got everything, then I'm going to feel good because I feel like I'm better than you. But in reality, I'm just me. I'm just a black man. It's half Trinidadian. Ooh, I need to go to Trinidad for real. Who just got his do-rag with his cape rolled. And I'm going to keep it that way. And you make sure yours is rolled too. All right.
He a fan here. Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 guy.